Welcome into Red Empress Tarot. This reading is What's Up with the Divine Masculine. We're going to take a peek into what's going on in his life. The purpose of this is to give some clarity and get us going in the right direction, or keep us going in the right direction. It'll be to pick a card reading, so there'll be 3 options for you to choose from. Those will be up shortly. And as always, whenever you're watching a collective reading like this one, understand that some of the reading, all of the reading may be for you, or none of it may be for you. So make sure that you're tapping into your intuition and making sure that anything that you internalize fits your story. That's really important. All right, let's go ahead and get into that. Here are your 3 options for this reading. There's the Illuminated Tarot with the Black Obsidian Heart. There is the Everyday Witch Tarot with the Tiger Eye Heart, or there's the Light Seers Tarot with the Eye of Shiva Heart. Go ahead, take a minute, tap in. The way that I usually pick is just the first one that flashes out at me and says it's this one. If that's not working for you, take a minute, tap in, close your eyes, open your eyes, and it's generally the first one that pops out for you. Tap into your intuition, take a moment, pause the video if you need, and then we'll get into it. Okay, so let's start by saging the space. This is something I haven't done on camera before. I usually do this beforehand, but it's nice for you to see that that is something that I do. So I'll sage my charms over here, my channeled messages, the space, the cards, all of my decks over here. My crystals, the pendulums, just everything. Sage myself, sage you a bit. Okay. With sage, I always make sure that you get that out really well. Some people leave it open air and let it burn out, but I let it burn one time and my whole room filled up with smoke. So we don't want that. All right. Okay. And just tap into spirit, spirits, angels, protectors, guides. Please let this reading bring out only the truth and what is for the watcher's highest good. Okay. So I shuffle a bit ahead of time, but we'll shuffle some more and see what comes out. The first question that I have in this reading for option 1, this is the Illuminated Tarot with the Obsidian Heart. This particular collective, this group of Twin Flame Connections, what's up with the Divine Masculine in this connection? We're asking, what is up in the Divine Masculine's headspace right now? What is in the Divine Masculine's headspace? We've got 2 of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. We've got some other ones flipped, but I'm going to put those back. All right, 2 of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. Divine Masculine is making a choice in his tangible world right now. 2 of Pentacles is about a choice in something tangible, something solid. Could be 2 paths that he can walk down. Now, often I think of the 2 of Wands as different paths and directions, but with the ship in the back here on the water, you know, water is all about emotions. And we've got the dolphin back here. I feel like this is not just a tangible choice, it's also an emotional choice. I feel, and you see that there's a rainbow connecting the 2 choices. And it's almost like whatever choice he chooses could be good for him, but really what's for his highest good. And that can be kind of confusing. You know, life is not easy. It's full of choices, and it may seem to us like You know, especially if you're a divine femme, you get this journey earlier, you get this connection earlier, and the choice is very, very clear to the divine femme in general. The divine masculine, the choice can be harder. Sometimes they come about in their journey slower, and it takes a bit more to figure out the best direction, especially if you've made choices in the past that didn't lead you in the direction that you want to go. I feel like, you know, he's really looking at the pentacle over here. It's almost like he knows what his choice is going to be. This one is more elevated. This one is lower down. He's looking in the direction of this pentacle. It's almost like this is a card that I've made my choice and I'm ready to set the other pentacle down. So I'm feeling like at this point in this particular collective or masculine's journey, whoever this applies to, he is at the point now where he's understanding what's for his highest good, where that rainbow is leading, and what decision he wants to make. He hasn't taken it yet. He hasn't made it yet, but it looks like the realization is just on his face, like, oh, okay, right here. And I think this is divine femme. This is my choice. I think the other pentacle here is something else in his life. This could be another situation in his life. It could be a karmic partner. It could be another soulmate. It could be family that doesn't agree with this choice. It could be a work situation. It could be just about anything. But it feels like he's seeing the divine femme as elevated here and the better choice for his highest good. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is my favorite knight. He's the one that's dependable. He's a snail. This isn't a horse. This is a snail he's riding. He is slow as molasses, but he makes the right choice and he goes in the right direction for the right reasons. He is about stability and foundations, and he is on this horse on his way to make a solid offer. And if you see the rabbit down here in the grass, rabbits are kind of a personal thing for me. A rabbit kind of represents the chase of the divine masculine. Okay, so to me personally, the rabbit is like a little symbol of that runner-chaser dynamic where the masculine is the rabbit and he's running. But look at this rabbit is just sitting still, not running, ears perked up, paying attention, not running from the night. It's like this Knight of Pentacles energy is in sync with the runner energy. No longer of two minds, which is really a beautiful step forward. So this is what is in this collective of divine masculine's headspace. I'm going to get a clarifier there on the Knight of Pentacles. I just feel like doing that. Let's see what we got. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles in the divine masculine's headspace for this collective. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles in the divine masculine's headspace. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, look at that. We got the Two of Pentacles twice for the divine masculine's headspace for this collective. This Two of Pentacles, can see how one is elevated again and one is down low. A lot of times Two of Pentacles, the pentacles are balanced on either side and it's like, which way do I go? But again, I see divine masculine raising this pentacle up and he's holding it. It's not up in the air. He's actually holding it now. Here it's still up in the air, but here he's moved on to holding onto this pentacle. And this one's ready to drop. Making the choice. Ready to make the choice and know what the choice is. This is what I'm seeing in divine masculine's headspace. The divine masculine knows his choice now as a divine feminine. I can really feel it. Look at all this water in the background again, and the ship in the background again of this Two of Pentacles, all this emotion. You know, this is supposed to be his head space, but his heart space is really creeping into his head space. That is a lot of water. That's a whole ocean of water, whole ocean of emotion. Okay. Let's check out what is in this collective divine masculine's heart space right now. We're talking current energy. What is in this divine masculine's heart space right now? We got the Five of Wands, conflict. Let's see what else we get for heart space. What is in the divine masculine's heart space right now? These two came out. We got the Two of Wands and the Three of Swords. So divine masculine in this journey, he is often in his logic. He is often up in his headspace right here. But look at the heart space. His headspace is pretty clear, but his heart space has to catch up still. He knows what he wants, but there's this conflict. There are people in divine masculine's life who are not aligning with this choice that he wants to make. Either they don't agree with the choice, they want him to go another direction, they want him to stay put, but there is conflict in his heart with the people close to him. See how they're all so close together, they're right close in. His heart is still conflicted about his choice. And please don't take this as a personal thing. This is not about, I don't love my divine feminine. This is about, I love so many people in my life, and this isn't meshing for me yet, and I don't know how to make it mesh. You know, whenever you have that kind of conflict, that kind of choice, it's painful if you feel like you have to choose between people that you love. So don't be too hard on divine masculine here. This is not an easy place to be. And then we've got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about this passionate choice. I had this come up in the last reading that I did for divine masculine. We've got these two stags in the back, and I believe that the stags represent the divine. So this choice he has to make is being divinely guided. We've got the birds on this side, and there's a specific deck for me that the birds represent swords, and there are 5 birds here. So it feels to me like if he goes this direction, he's going to encounter the 5 of Swords, which is really not the energy you want to be in. That is, 5 of Swords is an empty victory. If you go down this way, you may win, but it's going to be an empty victory. It's not going to give you the emotional satisfaction. Where if he takes this path, there are no swords on this path. Those birds are all over on one side. So there's a clear choice. And I think he's starting to see it. I feel like he's looking up toward those birds in the distance. And before making this choice, I think has been hard. I don't think this is a brand new choice for him. I think this is a choice that's been sitting out there for a while. And I think he's starting to see that if I go down this path, if I continue on this path, I've got an empty victory waiting for me. But if I continue down this path, I can't see what's up ahead, because none of us can see what's up ahead. But it's clear. It's clear. And then we've got the Three of Swords, more swords. In divine masculine's heart space, there's this heartbreak, and I think this heartbreak has to do with this path. I think maybe there's been heartbreak if he goes this direction. If he goes towards, if this is divine femme here, this path, And this is a karmic situation, a partner, a family member, a job, whatever it is that is between divine masculine and divine feminine at this time. But I think that there's this heartbreak that has to be overcome. This is the divine masculine's heart space right now. There's heartbreak in there. There is something that he needs to heal. And I think he needs to heal it before he goes down this path. Because if he goes down this path with a broken heart, he's not going to have the love that he wants to give. He's not going to be able to give that. He needs to heal this. I want to get a clarifier for the Three of Swords there. Let's see what we have to clarify. The Three of Swords, please. Clarify the Three of Swords in the divine masculine's heart space. Clarify the Three of Swords in the divine masculine's heart space. This collective particularly, I feel like, is a bit further down in their journey than some. So if you're really just starting out your journey and you're in the mindset of this is never going to work, or I don't want this person, this is probably not your reading. This is for a divine masculine and a divine feminine that are getting ready to come into union, particularly. Okay, we've got the Death card. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the Death card, I know that sounds scary, but it's a good thing. This is a really good thing. Look at what we have in the background of the Death card. We've got a bird and we've got a white horse. The white horse also represents the divine masculine for me. That's a personal thing, so I'm going to read it that way. We've got a sword here in the back. The bird, I think I'm feeling like for this reading is representing a sword. So at one sword, so this Ace of Swords, it's a new beginning. It's truth. It's clarity. It's mental clarity. The divine masculine receiving his mental clarity, putting a death to the heartbreak, putting an end, because the death always precedes the new beginning. This is beautiful. This is the best thing that you could have had on top of the Three of Swords, unless we pulled out the Sun, because we want to end this heartbreak so he can go down his path with a clean, fresh heart, with a heart that can love, with a heart that has something solid to offer. It's great. Okay, let's find out, how is divine masculine feeling about this connection right now? How is divine masculine feeling about this connection? What are his feelings about the connection, this twin flame connection? What is divine femme? And remember, when I say he or she, that's just energy. A female person can be in masculine energy. A male person can be in female energy. Six of Cups. He's feeling that this person from his past is his future. See these two children? Look at the two children. Those represent the divine masculine and the divine feminine, their inner child place in their heart. And look at the 6 cups here, are all filled with beautiful flowers. There's the rabbit, again, not running, sitting at the divine feminine's feet. And there's the divine masculine with this frog. You know, I just saw on Facebook what frogs represent, and I think it's new beginnings. It's an ancient, I saw a frog. I'm a jewelry designer, so jewelry is something that always catches my eye, and I saw a frog ring, and it was from ancient Egypt, and it was supposed to represent new beginnings. So that is really interesting that we see the frog in the divine masculine's hands here, in his inner child's hands. And then the rabbit, the runner, no longer running at the divine feminine's feet. This is how he's feeling about the connection. It's beautiful. He's feeling like this is his future. This is a brand new beginning. No more running. And look at the cat. I was so focused on this. I'm not even looking at the cat down there. This is great. Watching. The cat is really like, the cat has a stalker energy here. Cat is looking through the weeds. I feel like the Divine Masculine is watching the Divine Feminine in some way, probably over social media. Could be driving by your house, could be looking in the window at work. Who knows what that what that is. But I feel like that's Divine Masculine right there, watching Divine Feminine with this in his heart, knowing, hey, you're my future. That's really cool. I don't even feel like I need a clarifier for that. I feel like we just got that one down. How is the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine right now? How's the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine right now? Spirit, please reveal to me the truth. How is the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine right now? Reveal his feelings. Ah, oh, look at that. The Nine of Pentacles. That's gorgeous. Look at the Divine Femme there. The Divine Femme has done her work. She has raised these pentacles from seeds. She's nurtured them. He sees her as nurturing and loving and independent and beautiful. And he is admiring her in really big ways. This is really beautiful energy. Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine any better way to be viewed as independent and loving and nurturing and stable, really emotionally stable. Beautiful. I don't feel like we need to clarify that either. That's very clear. How is Divine Masculine feeling about the future of this connection right now? How is Divine Masculine feeling about the future of this connection? How's Divine Masculine feeling about the future of this connection right now? This particular collective, the Divine Masculine that I'm reading for. Three of Pentacles. Ooh, I'm going to pull one. I feel like one more is coming, but that's also very descriptive. I almost don't need anything to go with that. One moment that I feel like there's something else here. Spirit saying one more. Okay. Three of Wands. Look at that. So cool. All right. So Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is all about building a solid foundation. So how is the Divine Masculine feeling about this connection? This Divine Masculine, this group, this collective is feeling so sure of the foundation. He's putting these pentacles down. He's forging them. See, there's a forge here. And see how the chain is way back here. He's not feeling chained. He's not chained to the forge. But he has been building, working on these pentacles for the foundation and is ready to lay those down for a really solid connection. And there's a thing about pentacles, okay? So these pentacles, five-sided object, just a little trivia thing that I remember. One time, I remember looking at geodesic domes one time. There's one where I used to live, and a trivia fact, someone told me that the five-sided object like this is actually the most stable thing that you can make a foundation out of. It's one of the most stable connections you can make is pentacles like this together, five-sided objects together. Yeah, I think it's called a pentahedron, right? If I'm right. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I think that's what it is. Or pentagon. Yeah, so he is building and feeling really secure in this foundation for this connection. That is really cool. And then the Three of Wands on top of that, here he is looking out toward the future passionately. We've got 3 birds in the sky too. I'm going to keep referring to the birds in this reading. I feel like there's a ship on the water, so there's all this emotion. And there's the wands, which is all this passion. And there are the 3 swords up in the air. It feels like they're dispersing. It feels like that heartbreak is dispersing. They're going in all different directions. That's really beautiful energy. This is how Divine Masculine is feeling about the future of the connection. He's looking forward to the future. He's laying the foundation. Really, really, really nice energy. Okay. I'm going to kind of push this out of the way a bit. Okay, let's talk about the karmic situations in the Divine Masculine's life right now. And remember that a karmic is not necessarily a romantic partner. Often it is, but it isn't necessarily. You know, sometimes your Divine Masculine has more than one karmic, and that doesn't mean that they're polyamorous or cheating. That can mean that they have a karmic family member that they've got to deal with. You know, maybe a mother that is wanting to be controlling, or a father that's wanting to be controlling, a sibling. And, you know, it could be a best friend since childhood that's steering them in one direction. And, you know, it's not the direction the Divine Masculine's heart is leading them. So karmic can mean a lot of different things. It's just usually when we hear the word karmic, we think, oh, that, you know, that other person, you know, that other man or that other woman. But it can be a lot of different things. So let's just see what Spirit has to say about karmic connections in the Divine Masculine's life. Something flipped there. Too many. Oh, way too many. Okay. What's going on? What are the karmic connections in Divine Masculine's life? We got the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is work. I feel like money has been a karmic situation in this Divine Masculine's life. And this is really common. It's a common theme because societally, men in our society, and this is really across the world, maybe not in every single society, but in many, I know here in America it is for sure. Men are conditioned by the media, by society, from all directions, to believe that their worth lies in their pentacles, you know, what they can bring materially. And I feel like one of the karmic situations for this Divine Masculine is that need to get to 10 Pentacles, that need for financial abundance, tangible abundance. And you see the big mouse here. I would say it's a rat, but I really feel like he's happy he's a mouse. Mice, whenever you see those in tarot, they generally, or oracle decks, they generally refer to the erosion of something. And so I feel like there's this happy mouse in this box of pentacles, like ready to eat them all up. And there's a fear of losing the pentacles to some kind of erosion, especially if he's got a choice to make. You know, looking back, we have that passionate choice, and it could be that one choice feels like it's going to be more financially stable than the other. Could be that the road that he's been down before, at least he knows what's going to happen with his pentacles there. Maybe good or bad, but at least he knows. But when you go down an unknown road, you don't know if you're going to lose all those. So that can be really a tricky place to be at in a headspace. So yeah, I feel like money is definitely a factor, or tangible assets are definitely a factor in this particular Divine Masculine's life, in his choices that he's making, in the worries and fears for him. Yeah. Let's see what else we get. I feel like there's a few more here. Got some more flipped. Okay. What are the karmic situations in this Divine Masculine's life right now? What are the karmic situations or partners? Let's talk about that. What are the karmic situations that are currently issues in Divine Masculine's life? And I want to go back to this just for a second. He may be societally conditioned to believe this is important. We all know that money is important in certain aspects. We all know that stability is important. We all want to be able to pay our bills and our mortgage or our rent, and be able to live our lives and provide for our families and that kind of thing. I'm not saying that the Pentacles are not important. What I am saying is that they are not the biggest factor when it comes to love. You have to put love above money. It's just, when you follow your heart and your passion, the material follows, and that's just a universal law. When you're feeling good, when you're happy with your life, your money follows. So that's kind of what I'm saying about that. Okay. So always follow your heart and your passion. Those two things together, and then the money is going to follow it. Follow the money, you can end up pretty empty and hollow. Okay, karmic situations in the Divine Masculine's life. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting. I'm going to clarify that wheel. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune for karmic situations in the Divine Masculine's life. The Wheel of Fortune is all about change. It's all about destined change. Changes that are meant to be happening. It feels like this wheel is very stationary. It almost feels like there's something out of whack. Like, I know I'm pulling a clarifier, but I just saw this. This gear here feels like it's out of whack. And the wheel feels like it's stopped. It almost feels like to me that there's a destined change in the Divine Masculine's life that is meant to happen, but there's something out of whack. It's like it didn't happen the way that it was supposed to happen. And this gear needs to be fixed. This gear is probably representing some kind of block in Divine Masculine's life that needs to be overcome for the change to happen, for the wheel to turn. I'm still going to pull a clarifier. Just kind of popped out at me there, and I'm going to lose it. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune in karmic situations in Divine Masculine's life right now. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. The moon. Something hidden. Look at the birds on the moon again. And the moon card here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 birds, which would equate to the 7 of Swords, which is sneaky behavior. Okay, I'm getting this. We've got this figure here, which I believe is not the Divine Masculine. This I'm not getting that. There is this ocean here, or body of water, that this person is kind of levitating on. They're not even sinking into it. They're on top of it. It feels like this person is fairly intuitive. I feel like they're not in their emotions. I feel like they're coming from a very logical, maybe a very calculating energy with this moon card. There's a person in the Divine Masculine's life, or a situation. This could be a situation, but beings that there's a figure here, I really feel like it's a person exhibiting some sneaky behavior. And I think that this broken gear, I feel like they broke it. I feel like the wheel is supposed to be turning for Divine Masculine, but there is a person blocking the wheel from turning. They are pulling some sneaky stuff in the Divine Masculine's life. They're doing something underhanded. They're keeping information hidden. They're doing something behind Divine Masculine's back. There's something going on that is not above board. They threw a wrench into the wheel here and is keeping Divine Masculine stuck where he is. This is something that's been happening for this particular collective, this Divine Masculine. Remember, you are only internalizing things that fit your story. If you know there is no person in your Divine Masculine's life that would do something like this, this might not be your reading. This particularly is happening for this person. they've got someone keeping them stuck. Yeah. That is a karmic situation right now. And the Divine Masculine has chosen this person to be in their life. They're choosing. You choose to be around people or to leave people. So when you're choosing someone that exhibits this behavior, and you know it's hidden from him, he can't see it, or is choosing not to see it. You can see a woman's face here too in the moon. I think this is a feminine energy. I think that there's a feminine person in Divine Masculine's life that is pulling some sneaky stuff. Her eyes are closed. It's almost like she's willing it. I see like energy coming out of her forehead here. It's like she's willing something. She's willing this broken gear. She's willing this wheel not to turn. I want to grab one more for karmic situation. You know, actually, let's clarify the moon. I want to look into that just a little more. That's an interesting situation. Clarify the moon. What's the moon about in this karmic situation in Divine Masculine's life for this collective? What is the moon about? What is the moon about? What is the moon about? Clarify the moon for me, please. Spirit, not too many of this. Wow, there's a lot of information about that. Can't read all this, so clarify. I feel like that one. Temperance. Okay. Okay. We've got this sneaky behavior going on. We've got temperance. Temperance, this is an angel. This is the divine pouring love from one cup to another. This is the divine holding the two of cups. I feel like the divine is balancing out this situation. I think there is divine intervention. I don't think this situation is going to stand. I think it may have been standing for a while because we've got this wheel stopping. But I feel like the divine is coming in and wiping this out. I think balance is coming to this situation. I think Divine Masculine is going to be able to fix that gear and turn his wheel on his own. I really feel like this is saying divinely guided balance is coming to the situation. Okay. I was going to pull one more card for what karmic situations are going on in Divine Masculine's life right now. What karmic situations are going on in Divine Masculine's life right now? Karmic situations going on in Divine Masculine's life. But these two come out together. Six of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, let's start with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is all about public recognition. You can see the Divine Masculine up here. He's resplendent. He's on this beautiful horse with all of these flags, coats of arms out there. He's alone. You can see that. And this crowd of adoring people looking up at him. I feel like one of the karmic situations in this Divine Masculine's life is really caring about what people think. It's about maintaining an image. I feel like this is really, really important to Divine Masculine. It's almost like if he makes the choice that he hasn't made before, if he goes down the road that his heart is leading him, he might lose this. It's almost like this would reverse. I think he's really afraid of people's opinions. And it's not just like one person either. I'm not getting the feeling that he's afraid of disappointing a partner or a mother. I think it's a whole group of people. He's got some kind of public following, public image. He may be well known. He may be a mentor. He may be, I don't know what it is, but there are people that look up to him for specific reasons, and I think he is afraid of losing that status. And I think that might be blocking his heart chakra a little bit. Blocking that choice that he really wants to make. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles with that. The Ace of Pentacles is a solid new beginning. And I feel like this public image is like blocking this solid new beginning. You know, karma, the karmic situations can be a lot of things, and it's not always something that is really from this life. This could be a past life karma. You know, we bring things in from other lives that we didn't clear out in the last life. So this could be an issue from the last life. This could be a childhood wounding where he really needs validation from a lot of areas, or he has felt in his life that he needed validation in order to feel good about himself. And that's a karmic lesson to learn, is that you don't need the good opinion of others to have a good opinion of yourself. So this is definitely, I think, is a piece of the Divine Masculine's current karmic puzzle. I don't think it's just one thing. So we've got here money issues, that the need to feel really abundant in order to move forward toward the Divine Femme, to provide for the Divine Femme. And then we've got this karmic feminine that has kept his wheel from turning, kept him from making that choice, moving forward in his life, really keeping him stuck. And then we've got this need for validation from outside sources. So these are the three main karmic situations that I see for this Divine Masculine, or this group of Divine Masculines. And this really can be a group. You know, we're all individuals. We're all going to have a different story, a different journey. But twin flames do run parallel journeys. I mean, we do have a lot of things in common too. That's why we can do collective readings, because often these things will apply to a group of masculines out there at the same time. We know we come in waves in our journeys. Okay. So I want to talk about karmic partners. Not situations, but karmic partners. And this could be romantic, it could be a friend, it could be a family member. But what are karmic partners in Divine Masculine's life right now? Let's talk about what, Spirit, what do you have to tell us about karmic partners in Divine Masculine's life? Now, these people, whether we like it or not, are necessary for Divine Masculine's growth. We have our karmic partners too as divine, and I'm saying we because I'm a Divine Feminine, but Divine Feminines have them as well. We got the Chariot. So we've got this feminine figure. I believe there's a feminine karmic partner in this Divine Masculine's life. And she's up here on her high horse. And she's got these two sphinxes underneath her. And in this particular Chariot card, it's very interesting that the sphinxes are very fixed. They are not moving. She is not moving in her life. She is at a standstill. And she may be in Divine Masculine's life to show him that, you know, she's beautiful. Look at resplendent. Look at the big sun above her head. It's fake. It's not a real sun. It's a metal. It's a tin sun. She's made herself out to look really good. She's very pretty. She's got pretty clothes. She's got pretty hair. She's got her tiara. But all that glitters is not gold. This woman isn't going anywhere on top of these sphinxes. She is at a standstill in her life. She's living the good life up here. And that might be a lesson that this group of Divine Masculines needs to learn, is that something may look pretty on the surface, but it's not going to get you anywhere in life. And that may be the lesson that this particular karmic partner is bringing. That's interesting. Let's pull another card for that. Tell us about karmic partners in Divine Masculine, this group of Divine Masculine's life. These two were going to come out together. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We got the Knight of Cups. So Queen of Pentacles is generally a very stable energy. Very into the money. This Queen of Pentacles is not smiling. And then they're not always, but she's got this giant peacock here. Look at that. It's almost like this particular queen, what I'm getting from the energy here, she's got this gold home that she's kind of standing within, and it's all jewel studded, and this giant peacock. She's really into showing off her pentacle. She's got this giant pentacle in her hand. This particular karmic partner, I feel like, is really in it for the money. She's really in this for the status. And I'm not feeling a lot of heart from her. And when you combine these together, if we're saying that this is the same karmic partner, which I feel like the energy flows together, you come up with someone beautiful that's not going anywhere, that's really into the money and status. And that might not be something the Divine Masculine sees yet, or maybe he's just getting ready to see that. You've got this Knight of Cups energy, and you know, the Knight of Cups is, you know, we think of cups, we think of love, which is a good thing, but the Knight of Cups is not the most stable energy. He's really into, you know, running into a situation and throwing his love out there and saying, have it, you know, have my cup, have my cup. And it could be that when he made the choice for this particular karmic partner, he didn't understand what she was about. He just threw the love out there and said, you look really good, take it. This is what I want. Without weighing out the consequences or learning who she really was first. Because Divine Masculines are really not into this major superficial thing. Divine Masculines are divine. We have to remember that. Even though they may fall for this kind of a facade at first, they are divine. They're light workers, just like Divine Feminines. You know, don't get too down on your Divine Masculines, because we all fall for different things in life. I think he fell for something that looked good on the outside, but wasn't very good on the inside without realizing it. But I think he's coming to the place in his journey where he's realizing that kind of energy can really keep you stuck in your life. Look at even the colors match in these cards. This is totally different decks. We've got the moon here, the hidden, the sneaky energy, the feminine figure out of her emotions, no emotion, sitting up here on the sphinxes, not moving, staying stuck, keeping Divine Masculine stuck. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask Spirit, what are the Divine Masculines' feelings? What is in the Divine Masculines? Oh, that's a lot of cards to flip. I did get the Tower right away. I'm not going to take it, but let's remember that came out. What are the Divine Masculines' feelings toward this karmic partner that we've just discovered? What are the Divine Masculines' feelings? What's in his heart space right now for this person? This karmic feminine. The Hierophant. He could be in a higher level commitment with her right now. He could be stuck in a higher level commitment with her right now. I'm going to clarify that in a minute, but I want to pull one more card. What is in the Divine Masculine's heart space for this particular karmic feminine right now in his life? And this is someone that's currently still in his life. This is not past. This is present energy. So if you know for sure your Divine Masculine does not have a karmic partner, this might not be your reading. If you do know that they do, this may well be your reading. We got the King of Swords and the Four of Wands. Okay, just give me a minute. I want to look at these three together. What is the divine masculine feeling? What's in his heart space about this karmic feminine in his life? Okay. All right, the Hierophant is really, it's saying higher level commitment right now. So I feel like he's either married to, in a civil union with, or living with this karmic partner that we're talking about. I feel like that's what the Hierophant is representing. I feel like he feels in his heart space bound to this person in some way. I think they've made a commitment to this person in some way. We had the Knight of Cups in there that threw their love out there, you know, just throwing it out, saying here. I think that karmic partner caught it and they're in a commitment. And we've got the King of Swords that came out next. The King of Swords is not in his emotions. The King of Swords is very much in his head. So this has nothing to do with emotion. This has to do with logic. This has to do with cutting things out. The King of Swords will cut you off without a second thought. And I feel like in his heart space now, he's ready to cut off this commitment. I feel like he's not feeling it. I think that he thought he was getting this Four of Wands. When he made this commitment, he thought he was getting a happy family and celebratory energy, passion. You see the two rabbits down here. The two rabbits is interesting because the two rabbits makes me feel like two masculines. I feel like in his heart space, he thinks that there's another masculine involved. There's another masculine interfering in his Four of Wands. Yeah. I feel like between him and his karmic partner, there is another masculine interfering. What he thought was going to be this Four of Wands is being infiltrated by another energy. And he is ready to cut off that commitment. That's what's in his heart space right now. Things are being revealed to divine masculine to put him in this King of Swords energy right now in his life. And having swords in your heart space is really painful. So if this is your divine masculine, if you're part of this collective, if you're a divine femme watching especially, have some compassion, because it's really painful, even though they made a choice other than you. And, you know, divine masculines, divine feminines, we have to make some different choices to grow and learn. That's the way it's intended to be. But this is a really painful thing to happen when you find out that someone that you put so much into is cheating or thinking about cheating or is in that energy. It's painful. So just remember, be gentle with your divine masculine a little bit. And if you're not in the heart space where you can do that, this isn't your reading. This is for divine feminines that are further along in their journey, that are closer to union. And when you're closer to union, you are in a much more empathetic heart space for your divine masculine, and vice versa for the divine masculine for their divine feminine. Okay. What are the possible actions toward the current karmic partner right now? What are the possible actions that divine masculine may be taking toward the current karmic partner right now? Five of Swords. Victory at all costs. This is a hollow victory. It's a sad victory. And you've got these three black birds up here. That's a Three of Swords in the air, which is heartbreak. So you've got the divine masculine defeating what's going on You've got one figure on the ground here with an arrow in their back, one figure crying over here. I think the Divine Masculine is really ready in his King of Swords energy. He's cutting this off. And the King is going to be the Five of Swords here. This is Divine Masculine as the King of Swords. He's got all these swords in his hand. He's got the victory. He's claimed all the other swords. No one's going to hurt him anymore. I think he's getting ready to cut this partner out of his life. And it's not going to feel good. I mean, it's for his highest good. He's going to feel better once the heartbreak subsides. But this happening, remember, when your Divine Masculine, if you're a Divine Feminine, when your Divine Masculine leaves their karmic partner, that's painful. No matter how much it's the right thing, when you leave someone that you had invested in, it hurts. Okay? But I believe that's what's happening. This is the possible future action in the next 30 days. I feel like there is a split happening between the Divine Masculine and the current karmic partner. And I think the Divine Masculine is going to kind of come out the victor on that. I don't think the karmic will be happy. I see this person over here crying. But if the karmic was in this moon energy, not in her emotions, pulling sneaky things to keep him stuck, man, that's what he had to do. You got to do what you got to do for your highest good. Okay. What are the Divine Masculine's possible actions toward the Divine Feminine in the next 30 days? What are the Divine Masculine's actions toward the Divine Feminine, the possible actions in the next 30 days? And remember, if you're watching this reading, you're a Divine Femme, or if you're a Divine Masculine, breakups aren't easy and hearts have to have time to mend. So don't expect your Divine Masculine to break it off with someone and then just come running over the next day. It takes a little time to get over something like that. Okay, possible actions of the Divine Masculine toward the Divine Feminine in the next 30 days. The Emperor. Divine Masculine coming into his Emperor energy. That means he's embodying the energy of all four kings in a balanced way. It means he's become balanced emotionally, mentally, passionately, in every way that he needs to be. This is an action. Just being in the Emperor energy. I think he's looking out toward the Divine Feminine in this energy. I'm going to pull some more and see what we get. Possible actions of the Divine Masculine toward the Divine Feminine in the next 30 days. Possible actions of the Divine Masculine Spirit toward the Divine Feminine in the next 30 days. What do we have? Wow, that's too many. Wow, that's so a lot that I'm going to take on, I feel like. Okay, so we've got the Three of Cups. We've got the Tower. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Swords. And we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay. Let's really look at this. He's in his Emperor's energy. I think he's letting go of the third-party situations with the Three of Cups here. Letting go of other feminines. And I think there's a Tower moment coming. Now remember, a Tower moment is not necessarily a bad thing. It's something that shakes up your status quo. And in this Tower, we have the Tower blowing up and we've got this masculine figure falling out naked. So I think letting go of this energy, the action of letting go, is causing this Tower. And after that, you know, he's being thrown out of the tower naked. I think he's going to be in this Four of Cups energy for a little bit. It's sad. It's like, hey, the divine's saying, here, look, here's your Ace of Cups now. You cut out the energy that wasn't serving you. You cut out the karmic feminine. And look, we've got the divine feminine for you over here, but I think he's not going to see it right at first. I think he's going to be in this Three of Swords energy. Look at the three birds up in the air right here, right above him. Three of Swords right there. Some more heartbreak here. The heartbreak that we were talking about originally, I think that was between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. This particular heartbreak is to do with karmic energy. And maybe a combination of those things. But we got this beautiful offer coming out from the divine. And the divine masculine, in this particular Four of Cups, he is actually kind of just opening his eyes and barely looking up at it. So I think this just is denoting that it's going to take just a little bit of time for him to see all this beautiful gift that the divine has to offer in the divine feminine. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is communication with a solid offer. I feel like the divine masculine is going to come out. I really feel like that's the same character. The divine masculine is going to come out of this ennui here. this kind of listlessness after this tower moment with the karmic. And be ready to come with this offer, this solid offer. Now, Page is an immature person. It may be a small offer at first. He's probably going to have to build up his courage. This Page looks a little unsure. I mean, he's dressed to the nines. He's peacocking, you know. He's out there for the divine feminine saying, here, this is what I have. But I feel like he's going to be just like a little bit hesitant, a little bit shy about it at first. So don't come at the divine masculine with both barrels. If he comes in this energy, listen, hear him out. Be gentle, okay? At first, at least till you start communicating. You definitely need to speak your mind and be honest about how you feel and how you felt. But at first, just have some compassion and some patience, okay? Then we've got the Seven of Swords. I feel like the Seven of Swords is about sneaky behavior, and swords are all about mental. I think he's strategizing. I think what this is saying to me is that he's strategizing. He's trying to find like a backdoor way to come in and give this offer. Maybe he'll come in a really logical energy. You know, maybe he'll come in with a, hey, how's it going? And trying to sidestep everything that's happened between you. But I feel like the sneaky energy isn't necessarily something bad. I think it's strategizing how this Page can actually face the Queen of Wands, which is the divine femme. I think it's figuring out like, okay, I have this offer. I know who I want to give it to. It's the Queen of Wands over here. Look at the Queen next to the Page. She's so powerful. She's standing in her power. And he's nervous. Now, he has the capacity to be the Emperor. His real energy is the Emperor. Okay? He's embodying all the kings, but I think when it comes to speaking at first with his divine feminine, he's nervous. So the Emperor is kind of reduced to the Page just for this little bit and is trying to find a way to come to her where she's not just going to burn him with that wand. That's what I'm getting there. Okay, let's go ahead and get some charms. Let's see what we're seeing from those. Just going to pull some at random. Okay, let's see what we get. Grab my charm board so you can see them a little more clearly. All right, so we've got the stoplight, Pisces. We've got a scarf, helicopter. We've got the needle and thread, got Leo, the skier, got the dove of peace, got a flip-flop, and we've got the koala. So let me look at them just for the minute. I like to kind of read them and group them together. Okay, what I'm seeing from the charms here, first we have the signs of Leo and Pisces. So you could be a Leo, a Pisces, you could be dealing with a Leo, a Pisces, or you can have that prominently somewhere in your chart, one of those signs or both. The signs I don't feel like are always the most relevant. And you know, as divine feminines, you don't always know your divine masculine's natal chart. You don't know what time they were born, so you don't necessarily know, with their moon, their Venus, their rising, and all of the other signs that could be in their chart. So this is just a little extra for people that know those placements. Okay. So with the stop sign, I'm getting the need to slow down. That's that keeps going in my head. Slow down, slow down, slow down. It's like the divine masculine is raring to go. He wants to blow through that stoplight, masculines in their cars, their fast cars. But it feels like there's this slow down energy. I need to slow myself down. And with the needle and thread here, you have to slow down and mend what's been broken. You can't just blow past the pain, that Three of Swords between the divine masculine and the divine feminine from their separation. Because when they separated, I'm getting that there was definitely a painful break there. So there's this need to mend, slow down and mend. And you've got this scarf here, which denotes to me coming out of the cold. It's warming up from being in the cold. So it's kind of like that Five of Pentacles energy for me. It's like a reverse Five of Pentacles. It's like getting warm, mending, getting warm again from a place of a real cold place. And then we've got this helicopter and this skier, which are about fast movement. They're just rushing in. And I feel like the divine masculine has to put on the brakes with that stop sign, stoplight, from this rushing in energy. I feel like the masculine really wants to rush in, but he knows that he's got this mending to do, or it's just not going to work. He's got to bring her in out of the cold, because he left her in the cold. Then we've got the girl and the koala. To me, that's all about, again, I would almost put the scarf there. It's almost as if the masculine is in this cuddly, warm energy for the feminine. And I think that she is in the same energy for the masculine. I think they're in this energy together, this energy of I want the warmth, I want the closeness, I want to feel that cuddly, warm energy with you. I think they both want that. And then we've got the Dove of Peace and the flip-flop, and I feel like this is moving towards a peaceful future. Flip-flops equal beach to me, and I'm a big beach person. The beach is my happy place. I say that all the time. It's kind of a little catchphrase. And so the dove of peace and the beach together, that's like moving toward this peaceful, happy place together. So this is really beautiful. Let's get some messages. I'm going to start with Hidden Truth Oracle by All Things Intuitive. Let's see what we get from there. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. Yeah. I think this is on both sides. But this is what's up with the Divine Masculine. So I think that he definitely is not always sleeping. He's thinking about Divine Femme a lot. Let's see what else we get from the Hidden Truth Oracle. I hide behind material things. We saw that come out. The Pentacles being one of the karmic situations in the Divine Masculine's life. So he's hiding behind material things. I think he surrounds himself with beautiful things sometimes, or things that make him feel abundant or resplendent. Things that make him feel like make him more acceptable to the crowd. So we know that's another karmic situation for him. So he's hiding behind material things. He's hiding his feelings behind material things, his emotions, for the Divine Femme. It's really hard to have those kind of emotions and not be able to express them. You speak to me through music. I think this is a very common thing for twin flames. When he hears music, so many different types of music, he thinks of you. Different lyrics really remind him of the Divine Feminine. I almost feel like wherever he goes, whatever he does, you know, he's a music person, more than likely enjoys music. And it's just a constant reminder, no matter where he is or who he's with. So don't think that he's not thinking about you. Let's get a shadow message or two. Shadow is something that we all work on. We all have a shadow side. It's something we're here to overcome in this lifetime. No person escapes that, so don't be too worried about that. And they're always up for interpretation too. It's not always exactly the literal meaning on the card. You just kind of have to feel your way through it. Well, let's see, what is a shadow in Divine Masculine's life right now? I took the easy way out. I took the easy way out. When he separated from you, it was easier than staying with you. I think he was unhealed and you were unhealed. And you needed to separate, but this was definitely the easier path. It may not have felt easier to you, Divine Femme, but it was easier for the Divine Masculine at the time. Not so much now. There are 3 that flip, so I'm going to go ahead and take all 3. What did you want from me? What did you want from me? This is a self-worth issue. When someone we see as so beautiful or wonderful is interested in us and we don't feel self-worth, this is the question you ask. What do you want from me? Why me? I don't know about me. He just needs to get into his self-worth more. He needs to heal that I am not enough block and get into his self-worth. To understand what you did want from him was love. Pure and simple. Yes, it is too late. He's feeling like he has taken so much time that you're not going to take him back. He feels like he's gone down some dark roads and picked up some dark habits that you're not going to take him back. He needs to heal that. He needs to heal this. What do you want from me? This I am not enough. In order to understand that it's not too late. He's not saying that he's giving up. I think what he's saying here is, I feel like you have. And Divine Feminine, you can say it's not too late 100 times to his face, but until he believes it in his heart, until he heals that wounding, that I am not enough wounding, to understand that all you want from him is love. This is his energy. But I think he's coming out of it. I think that I feel like this has been past energy, and I feel like he's starting to wake up from that. He's starting to heal it. Let's get Messages of Love Oracle card. Let's get a message of love. Awakening, just what I said just a minute ago. Both people in this connection are undergoing spiritual transformations. Divine Femme, you are awakening or awake, and Divine Masculine is awakening, coming out of this shadow energy. When you awaken, you heal. You heal and then you awaken is really how it works. Healing triggers awakening. So, Divine Masculine is aware of this journey. He's not unaware. So he was at a specific level of awakening before, but I think he's done enough healing now where he's ascending and coming to a new level of awakening, a new spiritual transformation, which is beautiful. Retreat. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. And I feel like this is part of the awakening. Many of us are more in tune with ourselves, with our spiritual selves in nature. And I think both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, getting out there, earthing, getting your feet in the grass, walking through the trees, walking by the water, whatever it is in nature that speaks to you, whatever calls to you in nature, getting out there and getting in it, maybe doing some meditating in that space will really, really help you with your awakening, with your transformation. Okay. Let's see. I am going to pull, to wrap this up, some of my channeled messages. It's my own little deck. Got very many of them. We'll see. What does Divine Masculine have to say to Divine Feminine right now? What does Divine Masculine have to say, Spirit? If Divine Masculine could talk to Divine Feminine right now, what are the words that he would say to her? What would he say to her? What does he have to say? What does he want her to know? I'm learning about spirituality. It goes right along with this spiritual awakening card. Dropping my deck here. I'm learning about spirituality, spiritual transformation. Absolutely. Spirituality is really important in the twin flame journey. Let's see what else Divine Masculine would like to tell Divine Feminine right now. What does Divine Masculine feel like Divine Feminine he wants her to know right now? What does he want her to know? It's just flipped. I'm learning about twin flames. He knows about the twin flame journey, and he's researching, he's learning more. He's digging into it and finding out what this is all about. I feel like I want to grab another deck here, a bunch of them flipped. What does Divine Masculine want Divine Feminine to know right now? What are the messages he has for her right now? I was afraid of this connection. That's a really common theme when Divine Masculine realizes the depth of emotion for Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine takes off and runs. They are afraid of the connection because it's so intense. It's more intense than anything they've ever known. Let's see if we get one more. What does Divine Masculine want Divine Feminine to know right now? Does Divine Masculine want Divine Feminine to know right now? I feel like it's another deck. I'll grab this one. What does Divine Masculine want Divine Feminine to know right now? Does Divine Masculine want Divine Feminine to know right now? I feel stuck with my karmic right now. We saw that come out. The karmic has been keeping him stuck. We know that we already knew this message. We also saw Temperance come out. And we know that divine intervention is about to happen in this situation. He can't see it yet. He doesn't know. This is just his current feeling is like, oh God, I'm stuck with a karmic. You know, I can't go towards Divine Femme no matter how I want to. But we do know that Temperance is coming in, divine intervention is coming in and balancing that out, getting him unstuck. Is there one more? Is there one more? Is there one more message from Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine right now? Is there one more message? Is there one more message? I don't feel like, I'm not feeling this deck. Go back to this one. Is there one more message from Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine right now? One more message for this collective, Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine. Is there one more message? Okay. No one makes me feel the way you do. That's beautiful. You're not replaceable, Divine Femme. You are not replaceable. I know that this journey is hard. It feels impossible sometimes. You want to give up. You retreat, which is a good thing, actually. But just understand that no one can replace you for your Divine Masculine. No one. Now, I just want to say something. In this journey, we are very capable of walking away from our divine counterpart. A lot of twin flames end up not living together, end up finding happiness in another soulmate or alone or whatever your choice is in life. We don't always end up together. You know, we don't always do the work that's required to get there. You can be happy in your life. It's about finding what makes you happy and choosing your path and going down it. You know, your happiness is top priority. The learning and the healing that we do as twin flames is really important. It's a beautiful thing if we can come into union, and more of us are doing that. It is a possibility. This does happen. However, if it doesn't, you can be happy in another soulmate relationship with someone else or doing something else. It's all about finding what makes you happy and going down that road. Okay? This has been your reading. I hope it helped you, and we'll see you next time.